Matthew Perry, best known for playing Chandler Bing in the hit TV sitcom Friends, has died at 54. Perry died in an apparent drowning at his home in Pacific Palisades, Los Angeles. Sources including a representative for the actor and law enforcement officials says cause of death has yet to be released. Warner Bros. Television Group, which produced all 10 seasons of Friends from 1994 until 2004, paid tribute to our dear friend and an incredibly gifted actor. The impact of his comedic genius was felt around the world, and his legacy will live on in the hearts of so many. This is a heartbreaking day, and we send our love to his family, his loved ones, and all of his devoted fans. It wrote, after small roles in Growing Pains, Beverly Hills 90210 and Dream On, Perry scored the role of sarcastic and neurotic Chandler Bing in Friends. When Matthew Perry was first cast as Chandler Bing on Friends, he was 24 years old and just a guy desperate for fame, thinking that fame would fix everything. He tells People in this week's cover story, I was just on all the time, but now, in a candid interview to discuss his new memoir, Friend, and the harrowing addiction he tried to keep secret. I thought being funny all the time was how I would get through, he says. I thought Friends was going to fix everything. It didn't. Opening up about his castmates and the friends who were pivotal in his journey, Perry reveals he even had a crush on Jennifer Aniston that began when they first met 2 years before the show started. There was such severe indifference from her that I ended it. He says playfully, I think everybody probably figured it out. I never said anything, and I hid it. But then she married Brad Pitt, and I was like, I don't think I have a chance here. Around that time, Perry's addiction to alcohol was also solidifying. I thought I could handle it kind of, he says. But by the time I was 34, I was really entrenched in a lot of trouble. At one terrifying point, the actor was taking 55 Vicodin a day and weighed 128 pounds. I didn't know how to stop, he says, because the disease and the addiction is progressive. So it gets worse and worse as you grow older. Despite all the fame and fortune, Perry insists he would give it all up to not have battled addiction. The fact that I would trade it all to not have battled addiction, the fact that I would trade it all to not have this disease is true. But I don't belittle how fun the experience has been on Friends, he says. And the money was amazing. Just the creative experience of being on Friends probably saved my life. He adds, when you're making $1 million a week, you can drink the 37th drink. You have to go home and go to sleep. That was the greatest job in the world. Born in Massachusetts in 1969 to an American father and a Canadian mother, Perry grew up in Canada as his mother worked as a press aide to Canadian Prime Minister Pierre Trudeau. In his best-selling 2022 memoir Friends, Lovers, and the Big Terrible Thing, Perry recalled acting up after his father abandoned his family to chase his own dreams of becoming an actor, including bullying a young Justin Trudeau. I decided to end my argument with him when he was put in charge of an entire army, he wrote. At 15, Perry moved to Hollywood with the hope of reconnecting with his father. It was there he began to enjoy acting and was eventually spotted at a diner, charming a bunch of young women. NBC, the network that aired Friends, said it was saddened by Perry's death. He brought so much joy to hundreds of millions of people around the world. He received 1 Emmy nomination for his role as Chandler, and a further 2 for appearances on political drama television series The West Wing.